In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 WNBA games happening on September 1st, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 WNBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Seattle Storm versus Connecticut Sun. The Seattle Storm, currently holding a 19-12 record and sitting in 5th place in the standings, are looking to rebound from their recent loss with a road victory on Sunday. They will face off against the Connecticut Sun, who are ranked 2nd with a 22-8 record. Seattle is trailing 1st place by 7 games and is coming off a 98-85 defeat against the New York Liberty on Friday night. Skylar Diggins-Smith led the Storm with 26 points in that game. This Sunday matchup marks the second consecutive night of play for Seattle, who will be on the road once again after facing the Washington Mystics on Saturday. Connecticut, on the other hand, is just 3.5 games behind the top spot in New York. However, the Sun recently had their 3-game winning streak snapped with an 84-80 loss to the Indiana Fever on Wednesday. When analyzing this matchup, it's clear that the Connecticut Sun appears to be the stronger team, and the relatively low point spread raises some questions. A closer look at the net ratings throughout the season shows that while both teams have similar stats, the gap between them is still wider than the spread suggests. Connecticut ranks 3rd in the WNBA with a net rating of 7.8, while Seattle comes in 4th with a 5.8 net rating. Additionally, the ability to defend against 3-point shots could play a significant role in this game. The Storm are ranked 4th in the league, allowing opponents to shoot only 32.8% from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, the Sun are even better, holding opposing teams to a 31.8% three-point percentage, the second best mark in the league. Playing at home, Connecticut's defense will likely be the deciding factor in this matchup against Seattle. The Sun lead the WNBA in points allowed, giving up just 74 points per game. They are also excellent at defending the perimeter, holding opponents to a 31% shooting percentage from 3-point range, which is the second lowest in the league. On the other hand, Seattle has struggled to cover the spread, failing to do so in each of their last 5 games and in 5 consecutive road games as well. In contrast, Connecticut has covered the spread in 5 of their last 7 head-to-head matchups against the Storm. The Seattle Storm have not been as strong on the road, where they have suffered 7 of their 12 losses this season. The early start time for this game could also work against them, as players may not be fully adjusted to the time difference from the West Coast. Meanwhile, the Connecticut Sun have been dominant at home, with a 12-3 record straight up. It's rare to see Connecticut at such favorable odds on their home court. Furthermore, the Storm have failed to cover the spread in their last 8 games, which adds to the confidence in picking Connecticut. The balanced scoring attack from the Sun, with 6 players averaging double digits, will likely overpower Seattle's defense. At the same time, Connecticut's solid defense should be enough to stifle Seattle's offense. Therefore, the Connecticut Sun to win and cover the spread as the favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams' defenses have excelled at minimizing fouls and limiting their opponents' trips to the free throw line. Seattle ranks 6th in the WNBA, allowing just 18 free throw attempts per game, while Connecticut is even better, ranking 4th with only 17.1 attempts against them. However, both teams have also struggled with their own 3-point shooting. The Storm are last in the league, shooting just 28.9% from beyond the arc, while the Sun ranks 7th with a 32.6% 3-point shooting percentage. Recent performances show that both defenses have been particularly stingy, with the Storm allowing just 77 points per game over their last 3 contests, and the Sun giving up only 72 points in their previous 4 games. The total points scored have gone under in 4 of Connecticut's last 5 games and 3 of Seattle's last 5 games. Connecticut's defense, which allows a league-low 74 points per game, is a big reason for this trend. Seattle's defense is also formidable, allowing just 78 points per game, which is the second best mark in the league for field goal percentage defense at 42.3%. With both teams likely needing more possessions to score points, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago Sky versus Minnesota Lynx. The Chicago Sky are gearing up to take on the Minnesota Lynx in what should be a captivating contest. Both teams are entering this matchup following a loss, with the Sky enduring a 5-game losing streak after suffering a 100-81 defeat at home to the same Minnesota Lynx on Friday. Meanwhile, the Lynx also stumbled on the road, losing 94-76 against the Dallas Wings on Friday. Given that these two teams have been trending in opposite directions this season, it will be fascinating to see how they measure up against each other in this game. The Minnesota Lynx certainly have the firepower to dominate this matchup, especially if the Chicago Sky remain without Chennedy Carter. Despite this, the Lynx are coming off a rough loss to the Dallas Wings, and they have struggled to cover the spread in their last 3 games as double-digit favorites. On the other hand, the Chicago Sky have performed well against the spread this season, going 4-1 as double-digit underdogs. With the Sky still fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive, they are unlikely to go down without a fight. Therefore, the Chicago Sky to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. While the Lynx have been scoring at a high level recently, they likely won't need to put up 80 or more points to secure a win against the Sky on Sunday. Chicago ranks 11th in the league in scoring and managed just 62 points in their first matchup with Minnesota. The Lynx, on the other hand, are second in the WNBA in points allowed and lead the league in field goal defense. This defensive strength will be key against a Chicago team that ranks 11th in both scoring and field goal shooting. Additionally, both teams have been effective at limiting three-point shots, with Minnesota leading the WNBA by holding opponents to a 29.5% three-point shooting percentage, while Chicago ranks 5th at 32.9%. The teams are also adept at limiting free throws, with the Sky ranking 7th in the league with 18.3 free throw attempts per game, and the Lynx ranking 11th with just 15.8 trips to the charity stripe per game. Given these defensive factors, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Las Vegas Aces versus Phoenix Mercury. 2 playoff contending teams in the WNBA will face off this Sunday as the Las Vegas Aces, holding a 19-12 record and ranked 4th overall, take on the Phoenix Mercury, who sit at 16-16 and rank 7th overall. The Aces are entering this game on a high note after securing an 11-point victory at home against the Atlanta Dream. On the other hand, Phoenix is coming off a disappointing 13-point home loss to the Minnesota Lynx. This matchup marks the 4th and final regular season meeting between these two teams, with Las Vegas currently leading the season series 2-1. The motivations of these two teams differ significantly, which plays a crucial role in this matchup and makes Phoenix a strong candidate to cover the spread. Las Vegas has already clinched their playoff spot, and regardless of the outcomes in their remaining games, they are unlikely to drop below the 5th seed. This positions them in a somewhat comfortable situation. Conversely, Phoenix has much more at stake, as their playoff spot is still uncertain. They understand the urgency of securing wins to solidify their position in the postseason. Although the Mercury are likely to make the playoffs, they are motivated to stay ahead of the Indiana Fever in the standings to avoid falling into the 7th seed. Additionally, Las Vegas might be without their top playmaker, Jackie Young, who is listed as day-to-day due to an injury. Meanwhile, Phoenix is at full strength, with stars like Kali Copper, Brittany Griner, and Diana Taurasi all healthy and expected to deliver strong performances on the road as they push for a playoff berth. It seems like the Las Vegas Aces are waiting for a turnaround, but based on recent performances, I'm convinced they are exactly what they've shown us to be. Over the past month or so, the Aces have been mediocre at best, and their 1-9 record against the spread in their last 10 games as favorites reflects that. On the other hand, the Phoenix Mercury have secured 8 of their 13 wins at home this season and have been competitive in all 3 matchups against the Aces, including a victory back in May. With the Mercury fighting for better playoff seeding, I'm just not impressed with the Aces' recent form. Something seems off in Vegas, so the Phoenix Mercury to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In the 3 games these teams have played against each other this season, the total points have consistently gone over the projected mark. Both defenses have been struggling recently, with Las Vegas allowing an average of 88 points over their last 4 games, and Phoenix giving up 84 points in their last 3 contests. Offensively, both teams have shown they can score at a high level. The Aces rank 2nd in the WNBA with a 105.8 offensive rating, while the Mercury are not far behind, sitting 6th with a 102 offensive rating. Given these factors, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings. It's an interconference showdown on the WNBA court as teams on opposite sides of the playoff cut line face off in the Lone Star State. The Indiana Fever will be on the road, traveling to square off against the Dallas Wings on Sunday afternoon. Indiana, fresh off a road game against Chicago on Friday night, secured a convincing 100-81 victory, easily covering the spread as a 6.5-point favorite. Meanwhile, Dallas was at home on Friday night, taking on Minnesota and cruising to a 94-76 win, overcoming the odds as a 7.5-point underdog. In their last 10 meetings, the Wings hold a 7-3 edge, including a 101-93 home victory in their only clash this season on July 17th. The Indiana Fever have consistently proven to be the superior team compared to the Dallas Wings throughout the regular season, and it's hard to overlook their performances. While Dallas has shown some improvement in recent games, there's still not enough evidence to convince me they can dominate against this Indiana squad. Caitlin Clark has been on a hot streak, and her offensive prowess can neutralize the scoring threat posed by Eric Ogunboyle. When it comes to defense, these two teams are on entirely different levels lately. The Fever have been allowing just 81 points per game over their last 4 contests, while the Wings have been giving up an average of 90 points in their previous 3 games. The net ratings from the regular season further highlight the disparity between these teams, with Indiana ranking 7th in the league with a -3.9 net rating, while Dallas languishes in last place with a -8.5 net rating. Given the uncertainty surrounding the Wings, this isn't a game I would personally wager on. One moment, the Wings' defense seems non-existent, leading to a string of losses, and the next, they've won 3 straight games and are within 2 games of a playoff spot. For me, I'll stick with the team that has been more consistent and is currently on a hot streak, having won 7 of their last 9 games. Therefore, the Indiana Fever to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Indiana has been involved in plenty of high-scoring games this season, with the total going over in 20 of their 32 contests. The Fever have hit the over in 6 of their last 10 games overall and have gone over the total in 11 of their 18 road games. However, it's worth noting that they've stayed under the total in 6 of their last 8 road matchups. On the other hand, Dallas has seen the over hit in 19 of their 31 games this season, with 1 push. The Wings have been involved in high-scoring affairs at home, hitting the over in 11 of their 14 home games, including 4 of their last 5. Additionally, the over has hit in 5 of their last 6 meetings with a posted total. While the number might seem high, considering both teams boast strong offenses and struggle defensively, I expect this game to edge over the projected total. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Dream versus Los Angeles Sparks. In this inter-conference clash, 2 teams on the fringes of the playoff race face off in Los Angeles. The Atlanta Dream travel to the City of Angels to take on the Los Angeles Sparks on Sunday night. The Dream recently played on the road against the Las Vegas Aces on Friday night, where they suffered a defeat, losing 83-72 and failing to cover the spread as 10.5-point underdogs. Meanwhile, the Sparks secured an impressive victory over the New York Liberty, winning 94-88 at home on Thursday night, despite being 12.5-point underdogs. In their last 10 head-to-head matchups, the Dream hold a 6-4 advantage and have already won both encounters this season, including an 87-74 home win on June 16th. Atlanta has struggled recently, losing 2 of their last 3 games against the spread and dropping 4 consecutive games straight up. In contrast, Los Angeles has been more successful, winning 4 of their last 5 games against the spread. Although Atlanta won the only previous meeting between the 2 teams earlier in the season, that game was played on their home court, and the Dream have since been plagued by injuries. Key players like Tina Charles, Atlanta's leading rebounder and 3rd leading scorer, are out, along with the team's 5th and 6th leading scorers. On the other hand, the Sparks have relied heavily on Derica Hamby, who leads the team in scoring, rebounding, and steals, making it a one-woman show for Los Angeles. Given the current circumstances, the Atlanta Dream should theoretically be favored, as they boast the best player on the court and are the healthier team overall. However, it's hard to confidently back the Sparks, a team that has been consistently inconsistent and injury-riddled. Yet, it's equally challenging to trust an Atlanta team that has lost 4 straight games overall, 8 consecutive road games, and has been the worst offensive team in the WNBA. Betting on the Dream to perform on the road doesn't seem wise, so the Los Angeles Sparks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. As previously mentioned, both teams are dealing with significant injuries, with Atlanta missing their 5th and 6th leading scorers and Los Angeles also missing key players. Offensively, neither team has been impressive this season. Atlanta ranks last in the WNBA, averaging just 76 points per game, while Los Angeles isn't much better, ranking 9th with an average of 79 points per game. Although both defenses are below average, the struggling offenses likely won't generate enough points to push the total over. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.